made it home. See, everybody has been in the chat. Sorry, guys, that it took us so long to get home. We actually got out of there a little bit later than we had expected to. It was actually a really, really fun bunch. And Kathy's here.
For now.
For a little while, anyhow. I got a new hat. It's the Bean Flower. It's our new favorite place to go get, my hair's all messy.
Bubble tea. They make their
Bubble
own
tea.
soy milk. So if you're local to Durham, North Carolina, they're in Durham, North Carolina, they will sell you Okara if you let them know in advance. So we've been talking about that some.
She didn't even realize that people would want
Buy
something
it.
like that. So
And I'm like, my people will be so happy. We're hanging out in the, Apple says we're hanging out in the lobby mingling. Yes, you are. I like the mingling.
And again, sorry that it took us so long. I thought that we could, that we would be back by 9:30, but we pulled in the driveway at 9:35. And then, we had to use the restroom. We had to get the lights on, all that stuff. So
Really, it's just that I talked too long. I wasn't going to talk to anyone. I was going to be antisocial, right? I came in with antisocial focus. And then actually I ended up probably booking 2 people to be on the show that I'm super excited about, that you guys will hear about more. And we got introduced to another animal sanctuary rescue. So next year there are 3 that we know of right in our area. So we're hoping to go there and show you all the cool stuff.
yeah, and this bunch doesn't deal with farm animals, or they deal with cats and dogs and things like that. And they're actually making a big adoption center and everything. So it's going to be really cool.
I'm super excited about that. And so I was even talking about maybe I can do some kind of class or something there. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. Yeah, Tanya's saying my bedtime is 10. Some people are, me too. This is usually the day that I don't talk. I let Cheryl have this. Then I go downstairs and read all alone in the quiet and play spa music.
Yeah. So Kathy even warmed me up some leftover tea so I could warm my hands up.
It's not that cold
It's
here.
not that cold, but it just,
Like,
for some reason.
We were fine like this outside, but it's been so warm it feels colder. And I'm going through it's past my bedtime. Past my bedtime too. Kitty mommy and
See, everybody falls asleep to me on Mondays. So I'm thinking maybe I should start an ASMR channel or something.
I think that could work.
We will not keep everybody late today. This will be a short.
You won't keep me late today.
This will be a short motivation.
I may be
Monday.
working on the newsletter while Cheryl's talking.
Yeah, she's here for my moral support.
And let's see. Oh, and Elizabeth, it's so good to see you. Yeah, and that's something too. And Elizabeth's saying, I appreciate that Cheryl's still doing it this week and didn't cancel it. And yeah, here's the thing, you can always watch the replay. And that's the benefit of her doing it every Monday too. But I think a lot of supporty things get canceled.
Yeah.
The week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's, sometimes when people need that extra help. People would be me. So I'm not talking about you. So you guys all know that when I say something like, we all need to do better self-care, and it sounds like I do the very bestest self-care, that means I've been mean to myself all week. So, but Thanksgiving can be hard.
It can be really hard. I've been really grumpy lately and just kind of snippy, I guess, just kind of thinking about all the upcoming holidays and things like that. And, it's always like, it's a combo of like wanting to just kind of do my own thing, but then feeling guilty about not involving family and things like that. So, and it gets hard.
You have all the feelings. So, but one of the things is we are traveling in December quite a bit for us. We're taking 2 separate trips.
Yeah.
Which usually we never do because we get cranky about it. But one, we could have possibly stopped at her parents at Christmas. But the thing that I would like you to acknowledge,
I did.
You talk to them and they already have plans.
Yes.
So we wouldn't mind going and visiting with them. We don't want them to cancel their plans. And we don't necessarily want to be at strangers' houses that we don't know, if that makes sense. Like it's them and their friends, so they're good. We're good doing what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. So
you shouldn't feel guilty.
Well, I don't.
Well, I mean,
I feel guilty and I don't feel guilty, right? So after I talked to my mom, I felt way less guilty because I was like, you know what? If I even say that we are going to even be that close to them or in the state or whatever, I know that she would, like if we said, hey, we were thinking about coming Christmas Eve, she would cancel her plans for Christmas Eve.
And we do not want that to happen.
And we don't want them to do that because I absolutely love the fact that they have friends that they do stuff with, that they have a very active social life, that they have a community there of their own, that they do stuff, and they have best friends there, and there's like 6 or 8 of them that do everything together there all the time. During the holidays, a lot of them have families in other states and they'll go, but then the ones that stay home, they all get together and do stuff. So
it's a lot like college. So when I was in grad school, someone always did Thanksgiving, another person did Christmas Eve, another person did Christmas, another person did New Year's Eve, another person did New Year's Day, and in that community they do the same thing, and often they keep the same holiday.
Right. So my mom is actually hosting Christmas Day this year, and I didn't, if we said we were coming, she would still do it. But I think that it would be a little stressful for her because that would be.
Then how does she feed us?
How does she feed us? So I think that would become a stress to her, even though we would be like, we'll take care of ourselves. I think it would still be a stressor for her because she's planning this party and, having something for everybody.
And then we'd have all our stuff in the guest room, and
yeah.
I think
it's not a big house, and so I think adding 2 more bodies in would be kind of hard.
I think it would be, but I think going roundabout to the point is like when you were saying I feel kind of bad that I'm not going to go home and spend the holidays with my mom. It's more about a construct that you've made about that. Mm-hmm. And I think we do this. I do this all the time. So you're kind of like, I'm a bad daughter because I'm not going to my parents for Christmas, instead of like going, oh, I would go to my parents for Christmas, but they're not lonely and they have something that they're doing. So it doesn't make you, we think, oh, I'm a bad person because I didn't X. There are times that I look at all these adoptable animals and I'm like, I'm a bad person because I can't adopt 20 dogs. No, I'm not. I'm just not going to be having them all taken away because I'm an animal hoarder, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have to think about that because literally every time I see an adoptable animal, I'm like, I want to help it.
And just before we left today, the people
cutest
who have the animal sanctuary brought in this adoptable puppy that.
Well, and he's fully grown.
Was he fully grown?
He's a little bitty guy, but he looks like a puppy. He's kind of, I don't know what kind of dog he is. He almost looked like a baby border collie.
Yeah, I thought he was a puppy border collie or something.
So, but it's very interesting to, for things like that. So sometimes actually not sometimes. It's always okay to have boundaries. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my top 2 things that I've been working on for 2024 is saying no and doing things for myself sometimes when it's okay to sometimes choose me over choosing someone else. Because like your parents, I might feel like, oh, I'm choosing me over your parents. Where in reality, your parents would accommodate us, but they're happy where they are.
Right.
So it's not even that I'm choosing me above them. We're just doing the things we want to do. Does that make sense?
Right.
So instead of getting into a spiral, like I do, sometimes I try to go reality check. Is the voice in my head the one that's lying to me now? Or is it the wise one that's trying to tell me something I should know?
Well, and the thing is, in my heart, I know, would my mom like to see us? Yes. Will she enjoy seeing us just as much in January? Yes. So I feel like, you know, we'll just drive down and see her in January and everything will be hunky-dory, and we'll actually be able to spend more time because she won't be worried about getting food ready for a bunch of people. She won't be rushing around cleaning, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So we can just relax and do our normal jammies in front of the TV watching Acorn for hours.
Yeah, it's super fun. No shower. And I wanted to say, Angela from Boomer Beyond Wellness, welcome. It's so good to see you. Thought she would stop by for a bit to support Cheryl. Just got done presenting a strength class for osteoporosis. It's after 7, so my pronunciation is even worse.
And she's been in a social situation, so that might be even slightly
There's been a
more.
lot of talking, and it's good to see you. You guys don't forget that Angela has some shows on our channel, too, that you can work out with, right?
Yeah.
Free, and she's super knowledgeable, so please take advantage of those.
Definitely.
Apple's baking. I like this. Sandy says, I need to get up and charge my phone, but Charlie the cat is in my lap.
Decisions.
Right? It's rough. Kelly says, I appreciate Cheryl so much also. I didn't mean to be a jab at the time slot. We didn't take it that way.
No.
I'm usually in bed by 8, so nothing fun happens for me after dark.
And honestly, y'all,
Bad
like,
does.
I have to say that the 9 o'clock time slot is a little pushing it for me at times, but she loves it. She goes downstairs. She's like, I go downstairs.
I know, I'm like, I've got the house by myself. I can do, you know, and literally I just get in bed and then I think I'm going to be all by myself. And then Fergus, I'm like reading, and then he gets across in front of the iPad. He was like, nope.
He's like, you cannot read today.
So I put my little eye massager
Oh
on.
my God, y'all, this thing is ridiculous.
It's got heat.
It's ridiculous. And
it has music. I have to try and turn off the music blind, though.
So I'll come to bed sometimes and there'll be this like blue LED glare shining up.
Oh, does it? Because I'm on the other side. I'm sorry.
And I'll be like, what is that light? And it'll move, right? It'll keep moving and I'm like,
Why does it move?
Because your head's moving.
How is my head
You
moving?
move your head. If you move your head from side to side, that thing, the light moves from
But
side
I'm just
to side.
like, am I asleep already?
You're asleep,
Okay.
and your head is moving from side to side, and this light is going from side to side. And then
I would
can
have
hear,
a fit if I was you.
And then I can hear music, and it's ridiculous. It's this giant thing on her face. It looks like an alien monster.
It does. It
thing
looks
on
like
her
a
face.
giant. I'll wear it sometime.
Ridiculous.
But you know what? That heat and the way it's like one of those pressure massagers. It does the pressure on my sinuses and it puts me to sleep when I can't sleep. And I got it for like $15 on the TikTok shop. It was my first TikTok shop purchase, and I was like, it's never going to come. B, it's going to like fall apart as soon as I take it out. But it's been great. It's the same one that's on Amazon.
But it doesn't bother me because I just pull out my sleep things and I put my little sleep earbuds in and I just.
And she has her
listen to
own
crickets.
her own sounds and stuff. And then I've started putting the divider so that, like, when she reads with her phone, when I do read on my device, and yes, I know that's not the best thing to do, but I turn the light all the way down, and I also have it changed where it's not just blue light, kind of, and it works for me. It might not work for everyone. But Cheryl has her phone on bright, and she lays this way, and it's shining right in my eye. So
Well, if I turn it down, then I can't see what it says.
I understand, but with it up, I can't sleep. Isn't marriage fun, y'all? So I just built like this wall of pillows so that there's more quiet and there's less lights that should be going on.
And now there's usually a cat butt firmly planted in front of it.
We're getting a couple of Aziara. I'm so sorry.
She pronounced it for you phonetically,
yes,
right
in
front of you in person.
Aziara. It's 10 o'clock. This is when I'm not supposed to be talking. So my apologies. Says, we both seem happy tonight.
We are pretty happy tonight, actually.
And Miss Crab says we're glowing. And it's probably because we just ate a really delicious meal and visited with a whole bunch of vegan friends.
We did.
And we were at Coco, which is a vegan restaurant / kind of coffee shop, but it is a restaurant too in Chapel Hill.
And we did not go live because it's a very small space and it was very loud. I took some quick video on the way in of just the food. So,
and the photos too. We might even.
Oh, I did. Did you take photos?
I took a couple of photos. So I'll see if I can get those up over here. But it was very loud. And it would have been weird. You wouldn't have heard us very well. So we are going to make videos of that. We're having something at the house tomorrow. I may go live and make something. And then we're getting takeout. So when she comes with the Soul Cucina stuff, I'm going to show you guys that. And we'll see how much 4 of our friends are coming over. Then Wednesday, we're at Fiction Kitchen. So we'll try, I don't know if we'll be able to go live, but we'll either film and then go live when we come home and show you some of that. Thursday, we're going to try and go live again, but we're not going to be sitting at a table all by ourselves like we were last year. So again, if it doesn't work out that we can do it that way, we'll film and then we'll come back and do a live. So you guys we will still have Thanksgiving with everyone.
Yeah.
Elisa says, I'd love to have your cold. Our high today was minus 15.
She was saying that earlier. That's like 5 degrees our temperature or something like that.
Aziara, you can live in Durham.
That's right. Durham does have cool things.
It does have cool. We were in Chapel Hill, but there are always 2 vegan Thanksgivings put on by the Triangle Vegetarian Society. Tonight was one of them. It's always like the pre-Thanksgiving event. And then on Thanksgiving, we have the largest vegan Thanksgiving in the country. On Wednesday, we are going to Fiction Kitchen, which is a vegan restaurant in Raleigh that we've been going to for years and years for our pre-Thanksgiving. And then over COVID, we weren't going to the Vegan Triangle or Vegetarian Triangle Society, Triangle Vegetarian Society.
TVS.
See, I can't say that either, and that's easy.
We haven't. We weren't going. Last year was the first year we went since 2019.
And we weren't going to go. We weren't planning on going. We met up with Dillip and his daughter at Fiction Kitchen, which was our pregame.
Yeah.
And he's like, we haven't seen you guys in a while. And I'm like, yeah, we just haven't been going out. We were being more restrictive about timing and how much time we'd spend in restaurants. And he's like, he was so sweet. He's like, there's scholarships available, and I have 2 tickets for tomorrow. You can just come. And I was like, can we still buy tickets? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, we bought them. We're great. So while he was sitting there, we bought them tickets. And we went. And then we remembered why we always go. Because
anybody who watched that with us last year, I mean, you realize, you kind of get like how magical that is there that day. So, and it kind of reminded us, and we felt that feeling again, that magical kind of like community. It's being with all the vegans and just, it was nice. And so right then and there we were like, we're going to start doing this again. It just really felt right. So we sat at a table all by ourselves and we said hello to a lot of people, but it was just, it's nice. Even tonight, like maybe we are glowing. I made some new friends. We found out about a new sanctuary. Dillip's wife, Sangeeta,
is also going to come on next month. And she's been doing something called a positivity circle once a month at her house with neighbors, bringing them to the house. And everybody's kind of saying something positive that's happening to them, trying to uplift. And we were having that conversation. I was like, we need to do that on our show. And so we're going to do that in December and see how that plays out. But there's something magical about just running into someone that you already like, and then hearing this really great idea. And those are the kinds of things that I think can be magic about going out and doing some things. Now, with that said, I am also an introvert, and I can love having jammy Thanksgiving too. So it's not me trying to say you should be doing this, but I think if you're already out and you're around like-minded people, chances are you'll find a new friend or a new common interest, and that's very exciting. And I find that, just like the community supports itself, and you get uplifted in that with whatever you're doing. Sandy says, I turned down family invitations, staying home all by myself, feel a bit sad and a bit guilty, a lot relieved. Just not up to it. And that's okay too, because
sometimes you're just not up to it.
Right, and then right now.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, what happened?
My microphone's still on my coat.
Oh, thanks, Helen. I don't know how much you saw. We'll catch you up. So sometimes it's okay to not want to go in and maybe deal with lots of different things. It could be politics. It could be people picking at you for eating vegan or healthy or whole food plant-based. All of us, most of us, probably all of us have family that have beliefs different than our own, however that plays out. And right now in the world, it seems to be a time that everybody wants to really fight about whatever those differences are. I actually posted something on my Facebook page, was like, I want people who do more of, and it was like believing in science, not burning books, stuff like that. And so one of the response was, well, who do you think those people are? Which has nothing, that's not the flavor of what I put. I put out into the world things that I want to have more of, and so I took them off. And if you're on here, which I don't think you are, then email me and talk to me and tell me why you said that, and we can renegotiate. But at this point in my life, why would I ever answer that? Who do I think those people are? I didn't say those people. I said I want more people who are like this.
Yeah.
And so I'm finding everybody real titchy.
And and it's one of the things that I have found that is just amazing, like things that I never really believed in until I met her. Like, she really does put these things out into the universe about, I would like to have more people in my life that are X, and it happens. Like, those people come into our lives, and it's kind of amazing. And sometimes we'll get downright giddy when we know that we put something out into the universe, and then we come home from an event or something, and we've met somebody that fit that exact description, and we'll just be like, oh my God. It's just kind of like,
right? Because who wouldn't want more positive people in your life? Like, even if you're full, if you're friend full, and you meet someone who's delightful and wonderful, that's a little different than, you're okay, we have some things in common, we're probably going to fight some, right? And I'm like, no, maybe I don't have time for that. And that doesn't mean I don't want to work at any friendships, but part of my journey of boundaries this year has been deciding what I want, and I've been trying to educate myself more about things. And there's a woman, she's a little tough, so you may or may not want to watch her, but Lady Speech. She's tough as nails, and I like it because she goes, if someone's taking energy and not matching your energy in a relationship, and using words and terminology like that has me thinking about things in a different way. but she's kind of magical. So she speaks to me and where I am right now. And so I enjoy, because she's very boundary oriented. And one of the first things I saw her in was when she was saying, when you see this person being all crazy and doing all these things, that is not for you to save them. That is a message that that's who you could be if you don't take care of your business. And I was like, oh, right? We were riding in the car, and I was like, oh, she is talking to me. She is talking to me. And so with some things like that, I think it, and it is sad. I think that's one thing that isn't talked enough about when we talk about making these boundaries and changing what we're going to do, is there's still a sadness and a loss for what you wish was there. Yeah. And I had a lot of that last year when I was seeing some relationships change, and I really struggled with that because I'm like, but they said this, and this is how this goes, and it wasn't matching up with reality. And
it was really hard for you. Like you really you felt like this huge sense of loss.
Yeah.
For weeks. It
months.
seemed like months.
So Sandy, it's okay to feel sad and a little guilty. I will say to you, I can't do it. Try not to feel guilty. Like, I don't know what combination of DNA, but I have all the guilt DNA, all of it from all the religions, I think. So far be it for me to say you can't feel guilty, but let yourself feel sad. And you are losing, you're losing what you want, what you wish you had. And there's definitely sadness in that. On the other hand, Angela from Boomer and Beyond said on Thanksgiving she's going to be participating in an Everwalk group taking place at 1:15 Eastern Standard Time all around the country. Everwalk is a nonprofit spearheaded by Diana Nyad. That was a movie, right, this year? She swam from Cuba to Florida at 64. That's amazing. Okay, and I think we got the microphone fixed. One anti-venom is here. Yay! And Aziara says, I agree, save your visit for a surprise visit. Doesn't have to be tied to a date in the calendar. And I think guilt gets associated with the holidays, and sometimes people get mad. Like, people get mad if you say Merry Christmas. People get mad if you say Happy Holidays. And what I do, and I also do this too because I'm a pretty spiritual person, but I'm not a very religious person. And so I live in the South, which is a very Christian Bible Belt area. So a lot of times if a cashier says to me, have a blessed day, I have one friend who gets really mad about that. How dare she impose Christianity on her? But what I hear is, here's a person telling me to have a wonderful kind of day that they want to have. And I hear the same thing with Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, season's greetings. I just hear, have fun today, have a good time. So maybe I live a little bit in a bubble in my head, and it works for me. But I think if someone's intentions are good, even if it kind of goes astray, I try to translate it in my head. And Tanya says, so true, I do that. I'm a bad person a lot too. We all do.
I think, everybody has that just innately built into their system.
Well, it's been built into our system. Oh, he's coming. Here, slide over. Here, you can share some of my stool.
Here you go, buddy.
Fergus wants to be in the show.
Okay, here.
Fergus, come over here.
Go in the middle.
Come on, come here.
Go in the middle. In the middle.
Come here. Fergus.
This is my life.
It is your life. You got an eye buggy, Fergus.
And the other one, Princess, is down here. And the reason he's up here is because she's in his favorite
yeah. We have one of those round scratchy post beds. Those are his favorite, and she is sleeping over there or laying down. One anti-venom says, not doing Thanksgiving this year, and I'm oddly okay with that. We'll do Christmas bonfires this year with my mom, but no feasts. Cooking doesn't fit into my schedule. I love the idea of a bonfire. That sounds great.
We can do a bonfire this year. We got the solo.
Let's do that for one of the Christmassy shows. We could get all
Bundled
that
up.
and go do it
As long
outside.
as it's not 80 degrees out.
Yeah, well, even if it is, then we won't be bundled up and we'll keep it further away.
Okay.
Kelly says, I feel guilt surrounding the holidays also. And it's so interesting how we do feel guilty about that. But also, we don't have the energy to have the struggles sometimes to go.
It's exactly right.
Right?
Right, yeah.
And election years are always a little harder when you're dealing with family. You're going to just, okay, there you go.
Thank you.
This is why we have counter sanitizer, so don't worry. Don't worry.
Yes.
He's like, that's... You're going to smell mine now? You smelled her cup, he's smelling my cup. He's like, what is this chocolate stuff you guys have?
Kathy made a great chocolate creamer this morning to put into our special tea that we got in Salem at Vamp Things.
This one,
It's
these
Crystal, what is it? Crystal
are Lake Campfire. Here, I'll show you guys some.
And you know
So
where Crystal
excited.
Lake comes from.
I was supposed
You know
to
I
be...
had to have it. Camp Crystal Lake.
sort of doing it. And so these are all vegan, but this has black tea, marshmallow, cocoa nibs, dark chocolate chips, lapsang, which is a smoky tea, safflower, which is often in like an Earl Grey, it's like a little flower, and vegan vanilla cream. So it tastes a little bit like s'mores, cocoa, and then I made a date chocolate creamer to go in.
Yes.
No, actually I did use sugar in this one.
You use
Sugar.
sugar.
And I'll try and put that up as a short. But we got some Salem tea, which is kind of like apple chai. We got Haunted Doll, which is apple butterscotch. And Dark Lord. It is a Halloween place. And it's black tea. It's kind of like a London Fog. It's got like vanilla and stuff in there, which is kind of cool. So anyhow,
I call it the Darth Vader tea.
we got it while we were in Salem. And so Aziera, before we went off on that one, said, boundaries, I'm struggling with that at work. And you're retiring soon, aren't you? Was that what we talked about when we met up with you? I thought.
Boundaries are, I think, I'm actually kind of having some of the boundary talks with myself that Kathy had with herself last year that kind of got her feeling a different way. Because, I get myself all wound up because I've told somebody I'll go do something for them, or I offer to help with something. Sometimes I feel guilted into, it's not that people are guilting me, but in my brain,
You're guilting you.
I'm guilting me into going, I should do this for this person because they need help. And then a lot of times after I do it, I feel very frustrated because then I'm like, wait a minute, I just spent the better part of my day doing something, and now all my stuff is backed up. And then I feel a little bitter because I'm like, nobody's coming to help me, right? So
well, and we also have to be okay with asking for help too. There's some people that you will ask for help and some that you won't.
right.
I've spent a lot of years, because I spent a lot of years living by myself, learning how to ask for help more. And sometimes I still don't. But, and that's as much about boundaries too. You have to know what you can do and you can't do alone. Like
Right.
some things like, Apple is doing these body doubling sessions over on the Heartbeat group, which means on Thursdays, and I think this may be the last one, which will be American Thanksgiving. which is still fine. But so if you want to do this, you'll probably do another one another time, so that you just set a task and intention together in a Zoom call. You can turn off your thing and go do your stuff. And I think sometimes that's all the help you need is,
right.
Can I call you and talk to you while I'm cleaning this room, and let's just talk? Or like for me, a lot of times I'll watch some TV program or movie when I'm doing a task that I really, really don't want to do. So I'll put on a favorite movie or something.
Yeah, I can always tell when she's doing something that she's like really trying to I need to get this done, but it's also something I'm stressed about, because I'll walk in and I'll hear Harry Potter music going, and then one of the Harry Potter movies will be on the TV. Usually,
oh, Faith is here.
Yay!
Smarty Nurse is our friend Faith, who's going to be coming over tomorrow, which is awesome. Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't think she's ever been on a live before, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
But I did.
I was just
I'm sorry.
I was just laughing because I was trying to figure out. It always seems to be the same Harry Potter movie. It's always Chamber of Secrets that you're watching.
No, it's the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because that's the most fun stuff for me. And Hydran said, I made French fries in my new Ninja Crispy for the first time. That's the little Ninja with the glass container that has an air fryer that sits on it.
Mm-hmm. We're still not convinced that we need that yet, Hydran. But
it's also out of stock. Perhaps I looked. Hydran and I are egg each other on for appliances. Like, I need to be egged on anymore, because just so those of you, said it's both Faithy and Jessica, and love you guys. We love you too.
Yay.
And you guys will probably see them tomorrow
right.
evening when we go live at some point. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'll do the whole conversation, but we'll see. We'll see how everybody's going.
Yeah. See how everybody feels.
Show the eye messenger.
Massager.
Massager. Okay.
Go get it. Go get it. You guys, this thing is ridiculous.
All right.
It's so ridiculous. And she also has. I'm gonna tell on you. She also has one that she puts on her hands. Like, I kid you not. It's this thing that she sticks her hand in, and it does the whole massage thing. I don't like it because I feel like it's going to break my bones when I stick my hand in there, but it heats and it massages your hand, and it has a little, you stick your hand in, and it has a little thing to stick your thumb out, and then for the other hand you can stick it in. It has a little hole on the other side for your thumb to stick out. It's ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as this.
It helps my hand though, and I get some hand problems.
It's true.
And it started, I had a shoulder heat massager. Then I got the foot massager.
But all these things have to be charged constantly. They all have different chargers, right? And so there's just this pile of these things that have to be charged all the time.
See, and then you press this button.
But you know what? Now that I see it on...
And then it's hard for me to find.
Can you hear it?
I'll let it play the music for me. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. So there's little rollers, and then it blows up with air and compresses, and there's heat. There is a vibration mode too. It's awesome. It's awesome. And
it kind of, Ever's looking at it with it on you, and it almost kind of just looks like my VR headset.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as ridiculous as she thinks it is, but inside, and it folds up.
And for easy travel.
For easy travel. So when I took my
Go get your hand one.
I didn't know we were having show and tell.
You got another one over there too. What is that one? The knee one? She's got one for every
I
part
did
of her
get the
body.
knee one. and the foot one.
She's got one for every part of her body, and then she's got this this big one that you stick your feet in.
Well, that one I got on Amazon. Some of these, so that was my first TikTok purchase. This was my second TikTok purchase.
But actually, that one's pretty cool because I think we're going to buy my dad one for Christmas.
Yeah. I thought we got your dad one already.
Did we?
I can't remember. I think we did. We brought it so he could try it. And both of these will do vibration and heat and stuff. But like if you're having problems, this is the big giant hand one, which is kind of hilarious because my hand is tiny. So nothing of mine really sticks out of it, but like put your hand in it.
And it's got little places in there for your fingers. To stick out. See?
And it works on your wrist and stuff. It's really not, yeah, but like see her fingers and stuff come out.
Mm-hmm. Hers are like this.
It's true. But I don't use it all the time, but like if I'm doing a lot of chopping and stuff, it can wear on my joints a little bit. So there you go. And I think you can get that it's Renpho, Renpho. I need to do stuff on TikTok and link to the TikTok shop stuff I like. But you can get it on Amazon. It's just if you're new on TikTok, like I think this is usually like $60 or $50, and I got it for $15. So I thought it was never going to show up, and it did. Carol says, my hubby and I are in the position of having grown-up children. I requested that we had a whole family Christmas last year, and now everyone is welcome, but also if they want to do something else. And that's very kind of you.
Yeah.
Because I think that lets people kind of know. Tanya says, love it. I need this eye massager. Yes, you do. And like, again, it's not super expensive. When I first saw one of these, they were like $150. But it is kind of, Kathy's having a light show.
No, Cheryl's having the light show while Kathy is like falling asleep.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see nothing.
It has these blue lights that just shine all over the place.
And Sandy, I don't know if it relieves dryness. I don't really have dry eyes, but I get a lot of pressure in my sinuses, and it helps with that and headaches. But perhaps it could. I just don't know. Mm-hmm. We are a hoot. I will claim that title. And Kathy says, my dorm dwelling daughter just told me that she bought herself a birthday present of earplugs and an eye mask so she can sleep, and that is wonderful. Sleeping is so awesome.
Earplugs can make such a huge difference. Those ones that I got, those Philips ones that have the app thing.
Do you want to show them that? Why don't you go get some show and tell? Huh? How does it feel? And Shelly says, I put a pillow over my head to block out my husband's phone. I am so twitchy about being able to go to sleep. Like I have to be in the right position, and the covers have to be up the right way, and the sheet folded over the blanket. So I get limited because of my extremeness in sleeping. Sometimes I will just fall asleep, but if I'm having any trouble of sleeping, I have to follow my exact routine. Yeah, Brandy's right. Sometimes you need some time away from the camera and just be with friends. And it's not that we don't want to involve you. I also just, I can't control everybody else's mouth, and I don't know that it will be as PG as it is here. Someone may say something other than darn or something. And that's what I worry about a little more. Penny said, I just had dessert and would have eaten more, but this helped me stop. And I took a pic of the vegan Thanksgiving casserole and will now post on Heartbeat. Awesome. I think it went to recipes. Penny made my vegan Thanksgiving casserole, which you can find on healthyslowcooking.com. And it's for those of you who maybe are spending Thanksgiving alone, literally it's dressing and chickpeas and everything in one casserole. So you get all those flavors, so you won't be homesick for that. Okay, it's your turn.
It's my turn. These are my Philips cocoons. There's an app that goes with these, and when you turn these on, they sync to your phone as a headset, and you turn on the app, and then the way they fit is this part sits in the back of your neck, like here, and then these just go around like this, and then they pop in. So they don't come out real easily. And the app is really cool because it has all these different combinations of sounds and music, and they even have like we got like meditation. They have like you can listen to ASMR type stuff. You can.
Cheryl hates that stuff.
I hate it.
I think it's hilarious.
I just like. I don't mind the people talking softly kind of thing, but when they start running their nails on stuff and everything, and doing all this and it makes me crazy. I hate it. But anyhow, these don't like block out snoring unless you turn them up really loud. But there's just something I put on the cricket sounds, and then I can layer a sound on top of that. You can also use these with just your regular music apps or whatever, but I use it with the app. On top of the cricket sounds, I can layer, like, I call it spa music. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, happy, relaxing
spa music stuff. And I play it on a loop. But these things are cool because they have this sensor. I don't know if you can see it on there. It's like a real red sensor right there, and that looks probably black to you right there. But it senses when you fall asleep. And after I've been asleep for about 15 minutes, it'll kick off of the crickets and the music, and it'll kick over to like whatever noise I pick. So you can have brown noise, white noise. I pick pink noise. And so it kicks over to the pink noise, and that's what it stays at the rest of the night. And I sleep really good with them. Like hardly anything wakes me up. Kittens in my face don't even wake me up with these. I really like them a lot. I highly recommend them. They're not cheap. Right now, I think they have a Black Friday sale going on. They're actually the company that Philips has partnered with is out of Great Britain. And I think right now they're usually like $2 something, but right now if they have a Black Friday sale, I think you can get them for like $189 or something like that. So, anywho, those are my secret sleep device. But the problem is now that I use them so much, I can't sleep without them. Like there was one day last week when I forgot to charge them up, because I have to charge them up every day. And I forgot to charge them, and my noises ran out in like 10 minutes, and I had a really hard time going to sleep. So I don't need that on top of going to sleep at 4 a.m. sometimes.
No, here. I'm going to let you run the chat for a little bit. I'm trying to get the newsletter done.
All right.
We'll see.
So I'm going to, let's see what we got.
We're way behind.
Are we way behind?
We're way behind.
Let's try to catch up. Brandy says it is minus 15 there as well.
Wow.
Yikes. Angela says, talk about weather wimps. Just moved to Florida. My apartment is 7 to 8 degrees and I am cold. I'm a weather wimp. My parents are like that. Every time we go there, we're like, oh no, we're going to be so hot.
They have the heat up so high.
Oh my God, the heat is on like, we'll have the fan going and everything trying to cool off in there, but they're freezing. And then we'll open the sliding glass door to try to get it to cool off a little bit. And then my mom will walk by and close it. Then we'll open it back up, and a little bit later she'll walk by and close it because she's cold. It's hilarious. It's just a constant thing. And one Andy Venom says it's 68 degrees in NOLA. And she still has the air on. We would run the air at 68 too.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I have the house open though, so like there's a couple of months, spring and fall, I'll have it open no matter what. Like I will suffer.
And Asiara says, is Durham the ultimate whole food plant-based destination in the U.S.? No, not by any means.
I believe it's where Chef AJ lives in California.
Outside of Sacramento, I think is probably the like whole food plant-based destination area, because you can walk into a bunch of restaurants there and they actually have a whole food plant-based no oil menu at some of these places. Here, we got a lot of vegan junk food places.
Yeah.
If you get right down to it. Some of them have a dish or two that leans more towards the healthy side, but I think their bread and butter is in vegan junk food. Hot dogs, hamburgers, shakes, fries, that kind of stuff. All right. And Georgia is here from San Antonio.
Oh, yay.
Glad to have you here. And I love it when these guys get in their own little conversations. I just love that on Monday nights. Let's see. Brandy says, there was a post today that I read something about be with those who lift you, don't go in debt, and if someone is toxic, eat them. It was funny. It was sweet until the end.
Right, and it's hard, or at least it's hard for me, because I have other friends who are kind of like, why are you still friends with this X person?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah.
And Tanya says, it's crazy how you meet people when you need to meet those people.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes, it is.
It really is. It really is. And Penny says, I just talked to my cousin today from Sleepy Hollow, and we had a very good talk. And we are opposites politically, so there is hope for all of us. That's awesome.
Great. That's awesome. And Sleepy Hollow is awesome.
Mm-hmm. We had such a tremendously good time in Sleepy Hollow this year. I'm so glad that we took 2 days in Sleepy Hollow.
It was really fun.
Because it wasn't as rushed as it was the first time, so this time we were able to really, really just enjoy that time. In our spooky ooky time.
Yeah, we really had a good time.
And Stacy is saying, yeah, the power of intention.
Yeah. Oh, hey, red lentil, yellow lentil. I haven't seen you for a little while.
Yeah, I grew up as a nonchalant atheist. If you bless me, fine. I still have separation of church and state, though. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing is sometimes someone's greeting, they're doing the best that they can to say to you, I wish you the best kind of day that you would like. But they can only do that from their own experience.
Yeah. And like Brandy says, getting upset about happy holidays or what have you takes up so much energy than saying thanks, you too. And I agree.
Yeah. And I'm glad. Like I am a big fan of, if you're doing something, be it have a community, going to church or synagogue or mosque or whatever, and it makes you a better person and you're improving on yourself, I can support you in that. You know, it doesn't mean it's right for me, but if it's helping you, I support. You know, sometimes I just want to be alone in my room with my eye massager on and some kind of vampire cozy mystery being read to me over Audible while I pet my cat. Not everybody else is going to be okay with that.
Right. And Jill says, I think my daughter's not doing Thanksgiving because I eat differently.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah. And maybe talk to her.
Yeah.
Maybe just ask her, you know, because...
And maybe you can meet somewhere neutral.
Yeah.
Like a place where, like if there's a restaurant where you can get something that works for you and that she can eat what she wants to if she's a meat eater. Mm-hmm. I know different people have different feelings about that, but Cheryl ate meat for a long time while we were together. So I don't have any moral issues or people got to do what they got to do. I'm having a hard enough time monitoring myself and my own guilt and all of that. I'm not trying to make anyone be vegan, make anyone be plant-based. And I think when you go with that hard fist, that you're actually driving them away from what you would like them to come closer to. So sometimes just meeting in the middle, not being you would eat meat. Of course not. That's not what you do.
Right.
But being in a situation where you don't have to make the meat, you don't have to have the meat in your house, but they can get what they want and you can get what you want.
For years, you ate with me and my parents. Like, we always made sure that wherever we went or what we did, there was something for you.
Yeah, and sometimes they would even drive really far just to take me someplace that they thought would have something vegan.
You remember that time when they drove you all the way to whatever, was it it was on the other side of Inverness or something like that.
To some place
they heard had really good vegan food and made a reservation and everything.
So, I mean, and I didn't care if it was going to be good food or not good food. I was tickled that they thought enough of me to do that. So, and Jill, I don't know if that's something you've already done and that didn't work, but I thought I'd suggest just in case.
That was a good place. That was actually a really good meal, though, that we had there.
Jennifer's here.
Hello,
Jennifer Diamond. Oh, you know what, Sandy? Typically, you can drink it and then go to sleep. It is mostly cashew milk with a little bit of tea that I actually brewed lightly, so it's not as high caffeine as before.
This is basically hot chocolate.
And lest I be honest, I did have a 2.5 hour nap. Like, I've taught 4 classes this month. That's one of the reasons I haven't been live as much, because with things going on in October, I moved another one over and I've just been a little discombobulated. But I was exhausted, just absolutely exhausted.
And Auntie Venom says election should be in June, not so close to the holidays, right? That would give everybody some cooling off time, and that would just be perfect. And Jennifer says those teas look and sound so fun. They are. They are so fun.
They really are. And you can get them online if you want to. Yeah. They're not as inexpensive, but we're not really going out on any coffee shops or anything. So I'm enjoying it.
Tanya.
Oh, yes, you did.
Tanya, speaking of the Dark Lord, my sourdough starter's name is Lord Voldemort.
That's really cute.
That's awesome. Aziara says retirement in 2 to 3 years.
Okay, sorry. We had a conversation over some Thai food on our big trip. So I remember you said you were going to probably be retiring soon. And that's not as soon as I thought. I thought like next year or something.
And Apple says, boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. Quote from Prentice Hemphill.
Oh, I love that. Apple always has the best things to say.
And
is that now?
Faith says she thinks my microphone's
Let's
still
see.
off.
No, you're on now, I think. Yeah.
Is it green?
Yeah, it's green.
Okay.
But that could have, we're way behind.
We're way behind. It could have been when I was still,
and
I had it in my coat.
Super helpful.
Sorry.
No, we all do that. I've like talked 3 minutes on a live with my microphone off, and because the comments come later, and then I've been like, why have you guys been watching me for 3 minutes? So you commented. I mean, I just think it says a lot. Boundaries can be tough as a people pleaser, and yes, I definitely have that issue. That
was different.
No, it's ever since you changed the setting on my mouse. It happened months ago. Boundaries can be, okay, if roles were reversed, would they help you or do what you asked? And that's kind of something I'm asking more now. And I don't need people just to do everything for me, but like maybe if not unusual life is going on and you can't meet me for coffee for 6 months, then maybe I shouldn't drop everything I'm doing when I have 12-hour days to have coffee because you just asked. That's literally one of the boundaries that I've been trying to hold up this year. Because usually I'm like, oh, I like this person. How can I rearrange things so that I can do this? Mm-hmm. But if I'm around someone who will rearrange nothing or moods or nothing, then I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Apple's starter is called Sid Delicious. That's awesome.
I love that you guys name your starters.
And Faye says that they have been on here, but sometimes it's on replay.
We are so glad to have you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Shelley says it's always so uplifting listening to you ladies in the chat. I don't feel so alone. And that's the purpose of this, is building community. So the one thing that becomes more apparent over the holidays is we all do need a community space. And when I was talking to Sangeeta tonight, that was one of the things she said too. Like, some people have, a church, a synagogue, a mosque, other gathering places, or community, maybe even like a community center. But if you don't have those things, or maybe that's not fulfilling all of those needs that you have, it's so nice to have a community like this, right? And yeah, Sandy says, I have a hard time with the whole turkey on the table and watching them carve it. I've asked if it can be done in the kitchen and was told no, tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's hard. And at that point, sometimes, oh, look, other people have the hand massagers. Lisa bought one for her mother-in-law and said it helped her a lot. See, Cheryl makes fun of my hand massager.
It's because our hands are so small.
Well, they are. So the gloves that you put on that stretch? For you. They don't stretch at all. That's how big my hands are, those little stretchy gloves. Oh, wait. Oh, here. We have to do it this way.
Oh, wait, gotta go down so the camera can see.
Okay.
See? Like, how tiny our hands are?
Little chipmunk hands. And that's why when I'm cutting a lot and stuff, too, I really can kind of hurt some of these little tendons. Yeah, why can't there be a universal charger for everything? We're getting closer.
It would be so easy.
One Anti-Venom has, I got a massager like that for my feet. Oh, I love my feet one, because like it does the shiatsu rollers and it does the pressure.
It used to make Max
Crazy. Well, sometimes he finally got okay with it in his later years, but like he'd just be like, the sounds would just really. Oh, Tanya said I looked like a fly in them. I probably do. Yep, Jill says it too. Hydran says, Ninja Crispy's the best appliance I've bought in a while. Love that thing. That's big words coming from you, Hydran. I have the 3-in-1. I threw out my other 2 air fryers. The door kind, I do like my Breville behind me the best. It depends. It is big, but I also dehydrate in it. And I bake stuff in it in the summer instead of using my oven. The thing is called, this one is Renpho, Renpho. No, Brandy, the hand massager, well, it can be as tight. On both, this you have a hard and a soft, or a soft. You can also just have the vibration. With the hand, you can change how tight, and you can do this on the foot one too, how tight when they blow up it goes, and also that can change it. I don't like the blood pressure thing either.
I don't like pressure-y things, and I do the hand one just fine.
Jennifer wants to try it. Aww. I'll try. Oh, I love this. I look like a robot bee. Maybe I need a new selfie with it. Yes, I am going to go I was about to fall asleep at the table because I was like, ooh, it's warm. It's cozy.
I just thought of something. When they were talking about you look like a bee, we should put googly eyes on it.
I like that. Okay, that could be fun. Apple says it might be cheaper to hire a personal masseur. No.
I don't think so.
I think
$14.95.
Well, yeah. No, even with all these pieces that I bought over, like, I think I got the foot massager in like 2020. 2 years before that, I had gotten a thing, and like, I got more foot massages than I could have afforded massages over the past 5 years for that $100. I can tell you that. I need to make a TikTok shop, but I don't have one yet. Oh, Stacy, so it won't work with your CPAP mask. So what I usually do is I do it first and then put my CPAP mask on. There are times, usually if I'm falling asleep with it on, it's because I've been having some problems with my sinuses. and I was too stopped up to even think about it. Depends, but sometimes it pressing on my sinuses helps and opens me up more. But you could do it like before you decide to do your final bed resting. Yeah, Penny's saying, I have too much stuff, you're making me want to buy. You don't need to buy these. I'm not showing you to buy. I'm just telling you. Like, I was having some big troubles with my knees for a little while when I was walking, and this has some of that infrared stuff, which I'm not sure is real. But I decided to try it.
Then we got one that wraps around your back
That one's awesome.
that a friend of my mom's suggested. And it actually,
and we can wear it. So like
Yeah.
I sometimes in my hips, we walked like 5 miles on Sunday, and I did a class the day before and a class that night. So my hips were like hurting, and I sat on it. I literally sat on it, and it helped quite a bit. Oh, Sandy says Renfo is great, and that she doesn't do TikTok. You don't have to do TikTok. And here's the thing, I will see what I can do. There's another app thing that I'm trying, but I want to get some more information before I share it. Can I put links to all these things? I'll see what I can do. I'll try and put some in newsletters. Vegana says Renfo, I think that's the brand in my bathroom
switch
scale.
the camera real quick. There she is.
She's eating. Oh, that's a horrible angle on me. How am I even? Oh, that's not me. That's you.
That's me.
I was like, how is that my arm? Your arm looks pasty white.
Oh, it does.
Luna, kitty. Oh,
she's stretchy.
hello. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you can.
Okay, switch it back.
Meow.
There she was. There was the.
So you finally got to see her. Where'd she go? Oh, she's just standing behind me.
The view of the baby.
And yeah, Renfo and all these things are play. Yeah, TikTok is fun. I think it's fun. Mine is beautiful. It's all kitty, doggy, comedians I like, spooky things like Yule Christmas decorations, some kind of creepy Christmas decorations. I'm so glad she's learning how to scratch on those things. She was not willing to do it,
He showed her how to do it.
and I'm so glad. Yeah, we do have all the toys. The casserole recipe, the Thanksgiving casserole, is on healthyslowcooking.com. Look up Thanksgiving, and if you can't find it, email me. Oh, an Xmas gadget list. Yeah, I should do that. I'm trying to put on some sales and things like that for the next couple of weeks, at least for this week. That's what I'm trying to do, and I keep getting interrupted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep
No,
interrupting her.
that's
and
okay.
I'm supposed to be taking the thing.
And so yeah. So I'm going to put a sale on the gluten-free vegan cooking in your Instant Pot. So it's going to be 25% off, and it's going to go into there. So I just have to fix that. I tried a discount code, but it wasn't working.
And Brandy says that her daughter hates the nail tapping as well. And Sandy says I might need the cocoon thingy too. Extreme sleep challenges. It actually has been like, when I first got it, I thought, am I just wasting a bunch of money? But then once I got it, and I put on the app, and I started seeing all the different things that I could choose from. There's like rain sounds, water sloshing up against a dock. There's crickets. There's campfire. There's so many different things that it does. It's just amazing, and I love it. Like I said, I can't sleep without it now. I even take it when we go on vacation. Kitty Mommy says, I should go to bed. I got to get up early. Good night, all.
And you're
probably
probably gone because we're behind.
Well, I know. I'm not gonna keep you guys up too.
Okay.
We'll try to wrap this up pretty quick. So let's see.
Okay.
Everybody's starting to drop out. Angela's gone. Let's see. And Brandy says it's worth the investment. There's no price tag on a good night's sleep. However, crappy sleep will cost a lot more. And that is true. And Jennifer's popping off. Good night, Jennifer. Monique's popping off. She's going to bed.
Yep. And we...
Oat quest recipe.
Oat queso.
Oh, oat queso.
Oh,
Okay.
excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
doing that. Yeah, I love my oat queso. And Apple says a lot of vegan junk food in Vancouver, too. It's been a long time since I've gone out for a meal. It makes it much harder.
Oh. Video 1000 Nights just got an HVAC replacement of a broken system today.
Oh, that's hard. Is it
Yeah.
cold where you are? Because you're saying warming up, haha.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know what Acotar either is. Claire says I listen to audiobooks to fall asleep, but then I listened to Acotar and it kept me awake. I wonder if that is a book.
All right, Apple asked,
What is
what is
that?
Acotar?
Making a sale on the book. That's what I'm doing right now. Not ignoring you guys.
Sorry, I'm just I'm doing my usual staring at, trying to get through the comments.
Oh, Claire says A Court of Thorns and Roses. Oh, okay. That is a book series I've seen on TikTok. I am really too old to be reading these books. I was thinking, I've heard mixed things. Some people love them, some people hate them, but I've been thinking about that too.
And Sandy says, but chocolate and sugar too, I'd be up all night.
And we have a lot of cleaning up to do before guests come over tomorrow, so it's not the worst thing if we stay up.
And Sandra says, I'm an atheist. If someone says happy, whatever, have a great, enjoy the, etc., I take it that they are wishing nice things for me, not offensive to me at all. Awesome. And Red Lentil, Yellow Lentil says, you don't have to gather only around food. You can do a movie or some other activity that you both agree on. That is what some of us do as a compromise. That's right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And Brandy says, I can drink coffee and fall asleep. Apparently that's common with people with ADHD.
I drank 2 of these and took my 2.5-hour nap. And I was deep sleep.
And I'm not like,
But
I'm
the
tired
caffeine
right
will
now.
often bother me though. But
Yeah.
sometimes this is how it's brewed. So when I make our London Fogs, I brew the tea for 4.5 minutes. I brewed this tea for 3 minutes. So it was a little less. Like that's why green tea often has less caffeine too, is because you only brew it for about a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it has less caffeine naturally because it's a green tea and not a black one, but that also helps.
And Penny says, looking forward to Thanksgiving because going out with my BFF and her son. He is vegetarian. Going to an Asian bistro. They have a nice sweet pot. Roll plus avocado, peanut roll. Very good. No cook and clean. Nice. Tanya says, I'm going through that with a couple people. I make them a priority, but to them I'm an option.
Yeah, and it's hard.
And Brandy says that your hands are perfect, Kathy.
Thank you. They are little chipmunk hands, and I'm happy with them. They do all the things I need them to do.
And good night to Aziara.
Zaria dog has to go out. See, isn't it weird? I can say Zaria just fine. I think it's because I don't know why. My brain is a little broken. Thrive the Theragun massager. We have a massage gun too that we got.
Yeah.
And that we travel with. It's really actually with my hip. It's been really good.
This is actually our second one. The first one that we got, we gave to my dad, and he's loving it.
That's what we gave to your dad. I was
Yeah.
thinking we gave him a knee
No,
thing.
but you said you were
we
gonna
could
get him one of those.
for Christmas. Okay. Ms. Crab says, where will you be traveling to and any suggestions on how to travel and eat healthy? So we're going to go on 2 vacations. We're going back to Orlando to go to Universal and
Disney.
with our friends for her birthday. And we're going to be there for
6 days.
Sunday to Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Which would be 8 days. So
Yeah.
we'll be there 8 days.
8 days. No, 7 days.
No, Sunday to Saturday is 7 days. Then you add Sunday. We're leaving Sunday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay.
It's the truth. It's just a fact. I'm not trying to be argumentative. And then we're going to come back for a week, and then we're going to go for a 4-day cruise.
We'll be back for 4 days.
Then we're flying back
Then
to
we fly
Florida
back to Fort Lauderdale
to go on our first cruise
for
because
3 days.
for 3 days. That we're going with the same friends.
It's our tester
So
cruise.
hopefully we'll all be friends when we come back after all of those trips.
But it's a tester cruise so that we can see if we can do the cruise that we won in the silent auction in March, which is a much longer cruise. So this is our tester cruise.
And Miss Crabb, what's interesting is Cheryl is doing something for the bundle next year with her cohort, and they are going to be talking about traveling. Actually, you're filming that tomorrow or the day after? Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And we have talked some about it, and we can absolutely do a session about that. Mm-hmm. And yay, I like hearing this. One anti-venom says, yes, the infrared stuff is absolutely real. I'm an esthetician, and I've used it for pain, skin health, and digestion. Excellent.
Oh, that's excellent to know.
Because I'm always kind of okay if it is, I don't care if it's working, if it's because it's a placebo or because it's real, because the end result is what I want. So I'm willing to try a few more things and see what happens. But I did notice, especially with my hip bothering me, which it doesn't usually, but it was bothering me, and it really just stopped being angry. Just stopped. And everybody's like, Luna's so kitty ASMR. Oh, good, you could hear her squeak. Is that not the most kitten thing that you've ever heard? That's great. Oh, good. I'm glad everybody got to see her. She will not let us pick her up. So like if I go like this, she just jumps up in the air over it.
Yeah, everybody, like the past couple Mondays, everybody's like, oh, we want to see the kitty. We want to see the kitty.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you tell this story.
So, yes. So the deal with the cats. So, we were well prepared that it was going to be like a 3-month ordeal, them getting to know each other and getting comfortable with each other and all that good stuff. And after she was on her own in her guest suite.
Her guest studio, which had toys, a bathroom, water, food.
Yeah, a window seat.
Like everything. Like
everything.
It's the perfect way for a kitty condo to be.
And she was happy in there. Like, she never was afraid of us at all.
No.
She never hid from us or anything. Like, from the get-go, we'd open the door and she'd jump up on the bed and she'd be like, hello, rub me. And
but she has to be up on something. So like if I walk towards her, she runs. So like I don't know if people coming over tomorrow are going to see her or not. But like if she's on the window seat on her guest room bed, and she crawls into bed with us, and is all kinds of lovey. So it's very interesting to me.
She snuggles right into me.
Like she's so affectionate, but like walking around, you wouldn't think she would be at all.
So first couple times, like she would bring Fergus in there holding him, and let him see her. And he would just kind of look at her for a little bit and then kind of huff and puff and then jump down. And that went on for a couple days during that 4-day period. And then like on the 5th day, and we also fed them snacks, like snacky treats across from each other a couple times. But then like on the 5th day or so, she was just like, I'm out of here. I want to go explore the house. So when he would go outside, we would let her explore around the house. And then when he would come in, he would just kind of walk past her like, oh, you're out kind of thing. And we bought this thing for him before we got her that's from Aldi's. That's like this little black laser toy. And I think the laser toy was what actually like they bonded over. When we bought the laser toy, Fergus wanted nothing to do with the laser toy. In fact, he looked at us like he was offended at the fact that we would ask him to play with this laser toy. And so we just were like, okay. Well, it was over there, and she was in the living room, and I turned it on, and she was like, oh my God, this is the best toy ever. And she started chasing it around and doing all this. So he got up in the cat tree and was just watching her. And he was, at first he was kind of like, really? She's playing with that? And then he just would watch her and would watch her. And then she was having so much fun with it that he came down out of the tree and kind of started like trying to play with her a little bit with it. And then from that point, it was just ruckus. Like they run through the house chasing each other and playing, and they play little games. They do this thing where they go up the cat tree, and whoever gets up to the top first, and then they take their paws and they go whack, 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 whack against, like, they don't hurt each other or touch each other. They're just like touching paws like this. It's hilarious.
They're doing so well.
They're doing so good. We could not be happier. Like, they touch noses now. And they get really close together. Like,
they're not
they
like
walk,
sleeping next to each other or anything.
Yeah, but they'll sleep in the same room.
Which
But
is
they're
a
not
step.
but they're not sleeping all up on top of each other. He does get a little put out because she does like to take his favorite places. But like right now, she's sleeping on the little round thing, the little scratchy pad, and he's in his bed right behind us, and they're both just sacked out. And they'll wake up once we go to bed, and they'll start playing and sound like elephants above our heads. But they're doing really great, and we couldn't be happier for them. Like, they're buddies. And it's clear that they're buddies. So it's really nice.
It's true.
They're definitely got the sibling thing going on. Let's see. And Red Lentil, Yellow Lentil says, all those sounds, Cheryl, sound more soothing than when my husband used to watch Ghost Hunters. His earbud would fall out and I would wake up to some random woman screaming.
That would scare me to death.
I don't know how anyone could go to sleep watching that. Oh my God, that's intense. And Brandy says, just noticing all the produce in the back. Beautiful sight.
Oh, thank you. Lots of apples. Jeremy brought us some apples back
Yeah.
from the mountains, too.
And Sandy says you ought to just stay for those 4 days versus back and forth.
We thought about that, but we're actually driving someone from
Yeah.
here and driving him back.
Yeah.
Our other friend is flying to meet us there, so it works out better. And now we're flying.
And now yeah.
So
yeah.
it worked well.
Yeah, instead of driving back down, we're actually flying back down, which is going to be kind of a nice little break for us.
And Claire, I want to know what Disney cruise you're going on, how you like it. Is it your first? What ship are you going to be on? I want to know all the things.
Kathy is obsessed with the Disney Treasure. And
There's a haunted mansion bar. And Madame Leona moves around. Like I wanted to go, and then this last week was the christening, and all the videos came out because people got to go inside, and I was like, it's better than I thought it was going to be. This is not helpful.
And, it is her 60th birthday this year, so.
Getting old. And I'm excited
there
about
could
it.
be a Disney cruise in her future.
That's what I'm hoping.
And Brandy says soon she'll never want to be put down. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's possible.
Maybe she's still just like, nope, don't want to be picked up. All right, Tanya's headed to bed. Brandy says it took my bunny about a year for him to be okay with us petting him. He was extremely stressed when we brought him home. Aww.
It takes a while, and she came from a hoarding situation to a different ASPCA shelter, to the Raleigh-Wake County shelter, to the pet cafe that we saw her at. So,
Yeah.
I full on expect her to have months into really getting into herself, though.
Yeah.
She's
Pretty adorable.
She's pretty adorable. She really is
She's
pretty.
sleeping like this on her paws right now.
And she did some fun stuff with a pillow.
Oh yeah, those pictures were really good. She was
Yeah.
laying on this pillow. It's like a butterfly or
I'll
a
put
moth.
it up. So I made a little video, a vertical video. I'll put it in the vertical videos here after I finish with the newsletter. Yeah.
Sandy says the laser toy broke the ice. So
Yeah.
fun they're playing. Oh, they're playing so fun, and maybe I can get some video of them playing and stuff.
And I'll put the Thanksgiving casserole into the newsletter. I don't know if we've put that in a while.
Ha! Here's a dad joke for you. Did you guys hear about the ancient sea serpent that in historical times ate 7 ships transporting potatoes? Nobody can eat just one potato ship. Kathy's not a huge fan of dad jokes.
I'm not, and And I can laugh out loud, but I don't laugh out loud often when we watch TV or movies.
Yeah.
Like it has to sneak in there.
And Lisa says we picked the perfect friend for Fergus. We did. We tried to stick within the categories, and I think that the only thing we screwed up on was she wasn't chunky.
Yeah.
But finding a chunky cat in a shelter is really hard.
Well, I suspect as she gets, she's not even grown into the body she has.
She hasn't, no.
So
She's kind of got these awkward little
she's
things.
got very long legs and a teeny tiny little head. So hopefully her head will grow into her body.
And Bab says, can you do a holiday gifts video? We are looking for ideas. Sorry, just got here and hope you didn't mention that already. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'd be glad to, and we can do some stuff. Hey, I'm gonna make a package of, because every year except for this year, I've done a holiday gifts class in Kathy's Cooking Club. So I may put them together, and because I'm going to put some class bundles in that for sale. Now, if you're in Kathy's Cooking Club, you already have access to all that, but I'll probably do that as well. So Babs, if you want, email support at Healthy Slow Cooking and remind Cheryl. Hopefully Cheryl will remind me without you doing that, and I'll try and get that together and put it in a newsletter this week.
All right, here's all your cruise info you asked for. Auckland. Yes, first cruise of any kind. 46-year-old husband is more excited than the kids.
That's exciting.
You will have to tell us all about it because, yeah, the Disney cruise thing is definitely a bucket list. And then look up there, speak of the devil.
Yeah, Jeremy. Oh, you're still on. Thanks, Jeremy. No, I'm kidding. Jeremy's
Did you get your car?
Okay, so Bab says maybe an updated kitchen tour. Can you make that work? I can't do it with that hand.
Sorry.
An updating kitchen tour gear you like? Yes. The air fryer I like the most is the Breville Oven Air for dehydrating as well. It does really good. It takes a little longer because it's not one of those pod ones. It's more expensive and it takes up a bigger footprint, so it may or may not be for you. But of all the ones I've used, that's the one that stays, and I like it a lot.
Oh, Claire says, actually, my husband and the kids are literally planning what to wear for the last night pirate party right now. And you just said pirate party, and I'm like, where can I join? I want to go to a pirate party.
Well, if we go on the ship, you can. And Brandy said, I worked with a dog who had learned helplessness due to a backyard breeder situation. Yeah, dogs are really hard too. Oh, I love this apple. Brandy, I'm almost 60 and I still don't trust strangers. I feel that way some days for sure. Yeah. All right, so you guys have some more questions, answers. I'm putting together a Thanksgiving newsletter. That's all I have to say. Like, I really should have been asleep like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, we've got some stuff that we need to do for sure before we get to go to bed tonight. I was cleaning today some. Got some more cleaning to do tomorrow to make sure all the floors look nice for everybody. I was using the Ladybug.
You guys remember that? The fancy, expensive steam cleaner that we got for free to do a review. So yay. It works really great, but most people don't have that kind of money or a house that's dirty enough that you would spend that kind of money.
Well, and I used it on the kitchen floor again, and you know, it cleaned it up. It cleans up the kitchen floor really nicely, except every time I do it, I see more and more gashes in that cork, and I think we're just going to have to replace it soon.
Well, we probably will, and that'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cork floor idea was, you know, during the time when they did the renovation on this house before we bought it, it was like the thing.
Well, I had really wanted one.
And you really did want one.
And I thought it was great, and now I would rather not have it just because it's in the kitchen. Things get sticky on it. Also, as you scrub, it scrubs away some of the cork. Like, we don't have gaps everywhere, but there are a couple of places that are small.
Yeah, and our neighbor actually came over the other day, and she was saying that she had this same floor, and she had it ripped out a long time ago because she said it didn't even hardly last for her at all. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little.
Yeah, I'm tired. I haven't had any water today. I guess I had one glass of water and a lavender lemonade while we were at our fancy dinner. I ate half salad, and then we also got to have takeout boxes, so we have salad for tomorrow,
Yeah.
all packaged
Yeah,
up.
they let us take takeout boxes from the.
It was a bargain at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They had these little strawberries. I want to make these. I'll at least make the filling probably sometime this week with some okara. But they had a cream cheese filling inside of a strawberry, and then later on they put graham cracker things on it, which made it not gluten-free. So I was glad I got the ones when I did. But I can make that with okara and make it sophos-free. And that would be really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And red lentil, yellow lentil said, "I'm going to use my used ladybug this week. I need to clean the wood by the window frames. Just be careful when you're doing the wood. If it's painted wood, I might have got a little overzealous on some wood of ours, and maybe might have to put a little extra paint on it. So." Just be cautious how close you get to it. I got a little too close. I should have done it from further back. But it works tremendously. I cleaned all the cabinets. I just kind of got in the zone earlier and just kept going. I was like, I got this thing out. What else can I do? And so I just kind of did a whole bunch of stuff. But with that said, she needs to finish up some work. I need to finish up some work. You guys need to go to bed. It's 11:17 in Eastern time. It's probably even later for some of you. It might be earlier for some of you. But it is going to be a fantastic week. Take time for yourself, especially if you've got people coming over or you've got family coming and you're doing cooking or you've got a lot of things that you need to get done by a certain day. Make sure to take time for yourself and breathe, and make sure that you don't get overwhelmed trying to get all those things done. Take time for you. Let's see. And Brandy says, "What is a ladybug?" And she says, "Don't answer that. I don't need any more gadgets. I don't need any more gadgets."
It's very. It's like a $2,000 steam cleaner that you can use like at places of work and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
a professional grade
Steam cleaner. It looks
So
like
they had contacted us to do a demo. I'm like, Cheryl would love to do a demo. I have plenty of things to Cheryl
it's right there. I'll just
for
move it
Cheryl
over.
to steam clean. And there's actually a video on the YouTube where she's doing the windows over here. And we were cleaning up after the chipmunk moved in, when we didn't know the chipmunk moved in, because he had made a few bathroom spots that, in using the ladybug, we got to sterilize it. And actually there's no way we could have cleaned the cork floors, but it works on lots of things. Cheryl knows way more about it than I do.
Ooh,
And that is it. This
this
is
is the ladybug.
so see, it looks like something you'd find at
It's just a big steamer. I only have the handheld part attached to it right now, but there's actually connectors that you connect that has a floor, one that you can use on the floor. It has like a bunch of different attachments. This one is when I steam stuff and I want to wash it, I steam it and then I just kind of wipe it down kind of thing. But yeah, works great on floors and stuff. Holds about a gallon of water and gallon of water lasts me pretty much all day, half a day maybe. I used it all day today and I still have water in it, so yeah, it probably lasts a whole day with it. And it's heavier than it looks. It uses this special thing called tanks. And what that does is it takes the tap water and actually makes it so that dirt collects to it better. I forget there's a whole chemical thing in, like, science behind it. But, yeah, works great. I busted it out. I'll be using it again tomorrow on some stuff because I figure it's one of those things where once I bust it out, I just want to get it all done and not waste time taking it in and out. Because it is kind of heavy for me to haul around up and down the steps and stuff. So,
Red lentil, yellow lentil says $750 used steam cleaner that uses tap water and is like your vacuum with the sauna inside.
yeah.
Kind of true. And no one, especially us, is saying you need to go spend a bunch of money on something. You can find things like this used and various places and less expensive. So it came our way, and I mean, it is really good. So if you can find a used one, have at it.
This is one of those things that if you know what it is, and you're at a thrift store somewhere, and then you see it,
snag it.
that you and they've got like $20 on it, you just know that you just got the best deal of your life, and you just snatch it. Doesn't matter at that point if it works or not. You just take it home and find out. So yeah, works great, and it makes everything smell really
Clean.
fresh.
It doesn't.
It's just water.
It's just water. So you can. It's the weirdest thing in the world that you can smell the absence of the smell.
Yeah.
Smells beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It lets you kind of get a little bit of insight into how they like these clean scents.
Yeah.
They're not clean, right? But
Right.
they're trying to mimic that
Yeah,
smell. And
yeah.
it was crazy to smell it without
Yeah.
anything like that.
When she came upstairs, she didn't even know that I had been working on anything, and she came upstairs and she was like, "Did you use the ladybug?" I was like, "Yes." But it leaves this nice smell, and it's nice. So with that, I'm gonna let all you guys go to bed. I am gonna get a few things done on Heartbeat before I go to bed, and I will be putting up the information about this month's monthly kickoff in the movement stuff. We're going to be doing a little something different this time, and we'll have a Zoom kicking that off on Friday. I believe it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join in on that, I'll have the link in Heartbeat. I'll be putting that up shortly. We're probably going to have some extra Zooms over the next month or two, so that people can just get together and talk, and we can chat about stuff. And if you participated in the October challenge, I am still working on getting all of those out. I have not gotten everybody's information, and if you have not sent me your address information and you participated in the October challenge, please email me at support@healthyslowcooking.com so that I can get your mailing address and I can get your stuff shipped out to you, because everybody gets something. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys later this week.
Bye. And you should get the newsletter in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yep, there you go. See you, everyone.